Yo, what's good everyone? I welcome you to another video, and in today's video we're gonna talk about one of the most controversial person on the internet, at least for now. And you can guess from the caption, it's gonna be about Tekashi 6ix9ine, aka Daniel Hernandez. He's mainly popular, of course, for his rap career, but there's definitely a lot of stitches to it. I couldn't find the word, I'm sorry. There's definitely a lot of stitches to it, where he was a meme for like 3 years in a row. So if you want to know more about him, more about his life story, more about his childhood for a short period, and more about his music career, then about his streaming, you can definitely check this video, stay up to the date, and you can talk about it with your friends or anyone like that. So, part first is the eternal chaos of 6ix9ine. Basically, how is 6ix9ine back again? He was once king of New York.
Still claim like I'm the king of New York.
Hell yeah, I'm always gonna claim that.
Then he went to being king of the jail. After that, he went to being king of an Instagram live. After that, he went to being a king of streaming platforms. And he went to jail again. We are gonna talk about everything about it. We are gonna smash it all into one piece. I hope it's not gonna be a long video, so make sure you stay tuned. So, every time we think this guy is done, he somehow finds a way to get into our For You pages again, or into our YouTube, into our streaming platforms. He just knows how to do the business. He plays live like a chess game. It's wild because a lot of people think this guy shouldn't be even on the internet. He is controversial, definitely a meme for the late time. Definitely kind of a marketing genius at once, but it's still crazy. He moves the pieces on the chess like a king. So who even 6ix9ine is, for those who've been living under a rock, or I don't know, but you know, I have to make sure you know everything about him. So 6ix9ine, also known as Tekashi, was born with his real name Daniel Hernandez. He's summed up in a lot of videos, in podcasts and extersa. He said basically that his name 6ix9ine is based off a number of letters in his name. So like Daniel, 6, and Hernandez, 9. He was born in Brooklyn. He specifically was born in Bushwick with his mother, Mexican mother. That's why he's called Hernandez. And he definitely had a rough childhood. Definitely. Bushwick is definitely a street based only on poverty, violence, gang activities, and that's what shaped 6ix9ine as who he is today. When 6ix9ine was 13, his stepfather was and so he definitely had it rough. Maybe that's why he then later talked about violence a lot. Nowadays he's trying to avoid it, but his original songs, when he boomed, were only about gang violence, gang activities. So the moment of his dad dying definitely changed his life forever. He had to drop out of school, started getting angry, started getting violence, and he was literally a problem since he was a child though. 6ix9ine was hustling since he was a child, basically, since he dropped out of school at 13 after his stepfather passing away. He basically started doing bad things. He started going into weird jobs just to make sure he has a passive income. But besides that, he was selling drugs on the street. He got involved into gang activities just to survive, probably. Maybe the drug selling part was the mainly income. That's not sure. We don't have the details, but we definitely know he did that. He originally started making music at 14, but he wasn't popping off. He was just like trying, mixing his sound, trying to figure out who he really want to be. And looks like it got a success to him, but definitely after a long time of problems though. So he was working a lot of the times, he was selling a lot of the times, and meanwhile he was trying to find his sound, trying to find who he really is, and what the shape of him really is. But everything changed because at the start of year 2017, he dropped a song you probably already know. It was called Gamu. It was really crazy though if you look at the clip. But he portrayed a lot of gang activities. He showed that he's chaotic, but his style was so different that it really made him pop off. Like, he started with 69 tattoos all over him, rainbow hair, rainbow teeth, as you know, and blood gang members surrounding him though. From day one that Gamo dropped, he went from an unknown to basically a global brand though, or at least an American big ass brand. And major labels noticed. They noticed a lot. So after Gamo, he signed a multi-million-dollar contract with a label, which set him off for another episode of his life though. It set him off. Basically, like, imagine you're just making music since 2014, you drop a song in 2018, and just like this, you get a multi-million-dollar contract on a few albums. So, yeah, you can imagine though. But the same street connections he built while he was doing the music, he thought they are friends, shaking hands with everyone and shit. They were hushing behind his back, and they were building a case that was about to destroy his whole career. So stay tuned, and I will tell you really why. Sadly for him, in 2018, something broke up. Not him with his girlfriend, but the case the streets was hushing about, it broke up. So imagine you drop a big ass song, like you drop your career, multi-million-dollar career in 2017, and in 2018 you get charged with a racketeering case, basically RICO. He was facing 47 years in a federal prison because they had him on wire, they had him on tapes, on cameras, they had chats with his gang members. So, yeah, basically they blew his bag off. Also, the government proved that he was financing a gang that is terrorizing the city because of his rap career. So now 6ix9ine wasn't just a meme character with a rainbow hair. He was a person who was facing life and who was like every second of his life thinking just about dying in that cell. But to save himself, to save his ass, he did something unimaginable in the rap scene. He snitched. He did the unthinkable. He snitched on his whole crew though. But luckily he got his sentence reduced because, of course, that's why he snitched, to just 2 years. He got his sentence for 47 years or life reduced to 2 years in prison. He became the most hated yet the most watched man on the internet today. So in 2019 he even walked out of jail earlier because basically of the global pandemic everyone had to go through, besides people born in 2023, Jesus. So immediately after his prison break, he was about to do something crazy. He announced his live stream on Instagram, and it's not just like he broke a record. He double broke the record. He had like a record 2 million people on IG Live though. Everyone was going crazy about it. Even the news were going crazy about it. Even people in Antarctica were going crazy as about it. The stream was so big, it even made Instagram shut off. Nobody, it's not like a proven fact that nobody, but a lot of people couldn't even stream because the only stream that was going on, only stream that was going on was his live stream on IG. See, that's what's crazy about him. Most people drop a song and hope it goes viral. He dropped a moment and it breaks the algorithm though. But the harsh reality is tough. So after his prison release, he finally saw how the reality is coming up to him. Reality finally hit 6ix9ine's account. He was going broke as hell. It was a big problem for him because he had a lot of things to maintenance, a lot of payments to do, but he didn't get any money. In April 2024, the feds showed up at his house, at his mansion basically. Didn't go for him, they went for his toys, like Lamborghini Euros. They were basically going crazy though. They took everything he had in that home and they seized it. So because of millions in debt, the IRS came and seized every one of his car fleet. Every piece from his car collection they took and seized that shit. Seized that shit. When he was at court, he basically pronounced that he was too broke to make the ends meet. He couldn't solve the situation. But for a guy whose whole personality was about being richer than everyone, flexing on the IG live, and now imagine a few months after the live stream, you are at court saying that you're broke as hell, can't afford to finance your cars, can't afford to pay taxes. It's just going crazy. But Tekashi knew something other people didn't. He knew that there's just one clip that goes viral and your career can be revived again. So he realized that the music industry basically locked him up. So his only choice was to clean his name, his face, his personality, and he came to his long further friend, DJ Vlad. So his only choice, and probably the best choice he ever could do, was calling his friend DJ Vlad and coming to his podcast. But his intention wasn't to talk about the whole case again, to talk about the gang, to talk about the stuff that happened before his first jail. He was there to just clean his name and to put a different perspective on his case, to put a different perspective on his whole growing up, on his whole childhood, to put a different perspective on his whole self. But it wasn't just a talk. It wasn't just a podcast. He manipulated the narrative and he basically made people listen to him for hours on the cast. And he told them about how he broke the system, how his life under federal watch went, how he's safe in the streets because no idiot can touch a man that has got an ankle monitor and he's like on a RICO charge case, right? But these interviews weren't just a talk. They were basically a PR campaign to show people that he still has a voice, that he still can talk openly, and he explained every page of the book. But the real game changer of his again reborn career was basically his alliance with the only page that loves the chaos the most, and that was Kick. He cooperated with one of the most known faces on Kick. He cooperated with Neon, Aiden, trolling people, bullshitting with people. He was kind of mad crazy on the stream. So basically he reinvented himself as the final boss of streaming. He got a lot of invites from a lot of people, from a lot of streamers, of course, and he took it as a chance to like prove everyone that I'm still here, I'm big, I can take care of the show, I can make you all laugh, and that's like a crazy move, crazy as bold move. So basically by this, he forced his face onto a lot of people's screens. His face was basically again everywhere though. As in 2019, same as 2025, he was just everywhere. And it was all kind of working though. Until the law system reminded him that he is still on probation. And at some point, he thought that he's inevitable again. He thought he owned the whole internet again, so the law enforcement proved that he's not. He was just doing anything he wanted, but well, the cameras were rolling. There was a case going on. Their feds were building up a new case on him, and they wanted him again though. They really wanted that man back in jail after what he went through. But let's be honest, he really deserved it. So the whole world was laughing. The whole world watched his clips, but In the background, federals were building a big folder. And as I said, he choked on the leash they had him on. The law finally came to collect the debt, and they took him back. So his next bad step wasn't just a mistake. It was a total meltdown. It was a total character meltdown. So Tekashi failed multiple drug tests. He had to be on drug tests because of the probation, and he failed them. They found a lot of weed, but they kind of found a lot of methamphetamine though. But the biggest problem besides that was when the federals raided his house in Lake Worth, they didn't just find some weed, some methamphetamine, they also though. But it's kind of funny though, because he had the biggest, like one of the biggest chances in life again, second chances in life again, and he kind of played it like a wrong chess. He was basically the worst player in chess. So on January 6th, 2026, his final hours in freedom were streamed on Aiden Ross's platform on Kick. And last thing we can remember though was them playing Justin Bieber in a van, in a Maybach, I guess, I don't care though. They were just playing Justin Bieber in a van with some more music before that, and they were just basically saying goodbye with him. But it was kind of crazy. The thing that happened after was even funnier than anything that happened before that. So then an ultimate moment happened when Steve will do it. I hope you know him, his buddy. That is a really known YouTuber and streamer and shit. He basically took scissors and cut his ankle monitor. He walked into the prison as a hero to someone, as the biggest antagonist to someone, or just as the biggest meme to someone. So yeah, the answer to the unexisting question is 6ix9ine did broke the internet. But it's not because he changed. He did multiple same shit 5 times in his career. It's because the people who watch him and who enjoy his show never changed at all. The king of the algorithm is basically just an inmate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I don't care. So the real question is that the end of Tekashi 6ix9ine? Is that how his career is gonna die for the eternity? Or is he that smart he can go out and revive it all over again? Also, what do you think? Is 6ix9ine smart? Or is he just dumb enough to fuck with the system? Let me know in the comments below. I definitely hope you enjoyed this video, enjoyed how I made it, you still enjoyed the information I collected, and definitely I found out that Kaisanat quit, so maybe we can talk about that later. So if you enjoy videos like this, like real talk about internet drama, real talk about internet personalities, celebrities, definitely tune up to the channel. I hope I will see you in the next video, and goodbye everyone.